Now we will discuss about the equipments which are being used in bakery. First, we will talk of the large equipments which are being, we can say, are must for preparing any product in the bakery. So the first equipment which I am going to show to you is a vertical tabletop mixer. This is known as vertical tabletop mixture. This is used for three purposes basically: for preparing the dough, for whisking, and for creaming of the products. So it is a multi-purpose unit which is used for preparing different types of products. This is the bowl which is used for preparing the product. It is made of totally stainless steel, so that there are no bacterial infestation from this bowl. The first attachment which I am going to show you is kneader. This is a dough kneader. It is a spindle shape. It is like a spindle shape. It is like a hook which is used to knead the dough. I will show you how this attachment is attached to this machine. Basically, if you observe, there is one bolt in this stainless steel, and it has to go inside the machine. And this is a pulley for pulling this bowl up. There are two gears in this machine. One is at slow speed. The other gear is for high speed. This is used for preparing of different doughs, for making of breads. The other attachment which I am going to show you is a whisker. This whisker is basically used for whisking of eggs. When we need to whisk eggs for making of different sponges or cakes, we use this attachment with this bowl, with this planetary mixer, to make different batter of the cakes. The third attachment which I am going to show you is paddle. It is just like a paddle, and it is used for creaming purpose. When we make different products with the help of shortcrust pastry like biscuits, we use this paddle for creaming of sugar and fat, or creaming of flour with sugar. And it depends upon your requirement. The mixers can vary from 5 liter to 125 liters. This is the vertical mixer which has the capacity of 125 liters. The same attachments can be used with this type of mixer also. This is an electrically operated oven. It is also known as single deck oven. If you observe inside the oven, there are a number of products which can be baked in the oven. The base material of the ovens are different in different types of oven. The base material of this oven is basically the iron sheet, which helps in cooking of the product. If you observe, there is a glass mirror in this oven which helps us to see without opening of the oven that whether the product is being cooked or not. If you come to the panel of this oven, there are a number of buttons which are available on this oven. There are two basically pull buttons. Basically, the heating in this oven is done from both the sides, that is from upside and down. So if we want to cook a product which only requires heating from the above, we will use this knob to gauge the temperature. And this control panel, on which there are number markings on it, it is basically the temperature which we require for cooking of a particular product. This starts from 0 and it can go till 350. This is the second oven. It is known as 2-deck oven. It also has the same function as a single deck oven, but the use of this oven is when you are making two different products with two different temperature. You can use this type of oven because there are different knobs for controlling the temperature of both the decks. You can cook biscuits on the top of the deck at 150 degrees centigrade. At the same time, you can cook bread at 200 degrees centigrade in the lower deck of the oven. Another thing which we require, which is must for a bakery, is a proofer. A proofer is nothing but it is a chamber in which a bowl of water is kept, and basically steam generates in that bowl of water, and it helps in maintaining humidity inside the chamber. This humidity helps the yeast to grow. When we will talk of bread in later stages, you will come to know that yeast grows at a particular temperature, and for yeast to activate, yeast to grow require a particular temperature, which is done in the proofer, which has got a temperature of around 26 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees centigrade. So we maintain a temperature of around 26 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees centigrade in this proofer, which helps in growing the yeast and helps in the volume of our bread. As we require a lot of powdered sugar in bakery, so we have a sugar grinding machine in which we put grain sugar into it, and it comes out as a powdered sugar from the duct beneath. We put grain sugar on this and it will come out as powdered sugar from beneath. So it is known as sugar grinding machine. The next thing which I am going to show you is the bread slicing machine. It is a must for a bread unit which is producing bread daily. To have a uniform size pieces of bread, you need to have a slicer, a bread slicer, which can uniformly cut the bread. If you see, there are two buttons. One is the start button, the other one is the stop button. You put bread from this side, and it has, if you can see, there are small blades inside the bread. There are small blades inside this cutter, and the breads come out, and the bread comes out from this side having equal size pieces of bread. The third equipment which I am going to show you is another equipment which we require is basically dough divider. This machine is known as dough divider. It is used to divide the dough equally in different parts. If I am going to prepare thousands of buns daily, so I need a dough divider which can produce equal size of dough, so to have a uniform size of buns for the production. So what we do, we basically put a layer of dough on this top, and if you can see, there are very sharp blades at a certain distance, and when you press it downstairs, it will cut the dough in different equal size pieces, and these doughs can thereafter be molded for preparing different types of buns. This is electronically digital weighing scale which is used in bakery. The accuracy of this weighing scale is around 5 grams. We cannot weigh less than 5 grams in this digital weighing scale. So for below 5 grams, now there are electronically digital scales available in the market which can weigh even up to accuracy of 1 gram. Because we have a commercial bakery over here, so it cannot weigh less than 5 grams. It is basically a dough sheeter. This dough sheeter is required when we have to have constant uniform thickness for the product. Like in case of biscuits, we need to have the biscuits which have uniform thickness. If one biscuit is slightly thicker than the other, when it goes for the baking inside the oven, it will not cook. It will not cook properly because the thinner one will get burnt. So to have uniform thickness for the product, we use this basically dough sheeter. This dough sheeter, the thickness of the product can vary in different types of biscuits. So it has grading from 40, we can have 40 grading to till 0 grading. This dough sheeter can give the thickness to the product. It has the gauge on both the sides. It can be moved in front, and it can also be moved towards back for moving the product towards back of the product. Of small equipments which are being used in bakery. The first equipment which I am going to show, the first tool which I am going to show is palette knife. This is a palette knife which is not very sharp. It is basically plain, and it is used for icing of cakes. This is known as palette knife, or to smoothen the creams on various products. So this is palette knife. The second tool which I am going to show is a spatula. This tool is used for mixing of different things in a bowl. If we are mixing different batters, instead of using hand to prepare it hygienically, we take the help of this rubber spatula. These are various shape molds which are used for cutting different types of biscuits. To give them different shapes, we use these different types of molds. This is a bread tin. It is used for baking of bread. Bread tin varies in different sizes. They can be of different sizes for producing a bread of 400 grams, for 800 grams, for jumbo sized bread. This bread tin produces a bread which is of 800 grams after baking in the oven. This is a cake mold. For preparing different fancy shaped cakes, we can use different types of mold, and this small mold can be used for preparing a heart shaped cake. This is a cone. This is used for preparing of cream rolls available in the market. You roll the puff around this mold and you can prepare cream rolls with the help of this cone. Another important tool to use are nozzles. Nozzles are must for a pastry chef. He needs to have different types of nozzles. These different types of nozzles are used for decorating the cakes. There are a number of nozzles. There can be a pointed nozzle for writing, a star nozzle for making stars shaped flowers on the top of the cake. There can be flower nozzles. There are a number of nozzles, and each nozzle has a different function to achieve on the cakes. This is a donut cutter. While preparing donut is a hollow shape bread. So for preparing a hollow shape in it, we use this donut cutter for preparing of donuts. This is a normal muffin tray. It is used for preparing of muffins. A number of muffin paper cups can be kept on this muffin tray, and it can be used for baking of muffins. At one single time, it can produce around 100 muffins in the oven, because 8 to 10 trays can go inside the oven in a single deck oven. These are popularly known as Savarin molds. These are used for preparing of Savarins. It has got a bundt inside. This bundt helps the Savarin to cook evenly from all the sides. If it does not have a bundt, the Savarin dough will be very heavy and it will not be able to cook properly from inside. So that is why it is having a bundt from inside, so that the heat can penetrate through the edges to the Savarin and get it cooked. These are various, again, small shaped molds. These are used for preparing various small tarts, pies. This boat shape is used for preparing of tarts, like jam tarts. We can use jam tarts, pies. We can use different molds for preparing of jams and pies. This is another mold which is having a detachable base. This mold is basically used for preparing of flans. If in case you are preparing flans, you use this mold which has a detachable base, so it is easy for the product to take out from the mold, because you cannot invert the flan because upside down, because it will break. This is a piping bag. This is a silicone piping bag which is used for decorating of pastries. You can put any nozzle inside this piping bag, and it is used for decorating of pastries or decorating your desserts with the help of this piping bag. These are chocolate molds, basically used for preparing of different types of chocolates. We use different types of chocolate molds. They can be different shape, like this is a heart shape, this is oval shape. There are a number of shapes available in the market, and according to your use, you can use these chocolate molds. This is basically a bread knife. It is a bread knife used for cutting of breads. It has got a serrated edges. It is used like a seesaw. If we apply pressure to the bread, it will break in two pieces. It will be very crumbly. But if we use this serrated knife and use it like a seesaw, the bread will be very easy to slice and very easy to cut. Another important tool which is a must in every bakery is scraper. A simple plastic scraper. It comes in plastic as well as in metals. It is used for scraping of the dough from the tables, because this working table is used as this working table is baker's friend, and to scrap the dough of this table we require a scraper. This is a measuring jug. Another jug which has got marking inside. It is used to measure out the liquid, whichever is what quantity of liquid is required for preparing the bread. It should be very accurate, so you require a measuring jug, because you cannot put the water inside the bread without measuring it, because if you are not very accurate, the quality of the bread will not be very good. Baking tray. There are different iron, these are baking trays, they come in different shapes. This baking tray is around 14 inches long and 10 inches in breadth. The capacity of the oven is always judged with the help of baking trays. How many baking trays can go inside the oven? So basically this single deck oven which I have shown you earlier, there 9 trays of this dimension can go inside the oven. These trays are basically burnt with the help of oil. It is done so that it becomes non-sticking pan. It becomes coated with oil and it becomes non-sticky. That is why when it comes fresh, we burn it with the help of oil so that it becomes non-sticky. Another simple tool is the rolling pin. The rolling pin used in bakeries are a little bit bigger in size because you need to produce commercially the products. So this is another tool which is used in bakery. This is a revolving cake stand. It helps a baker or a pastry chef in decorating the cakes. It has a revolving top which helps in rotating the cake, and it is very easy for him to do the icing on the top of the cakes. We will discuss about the various points which you need to keep in mind while going for purchasing of the equipment, or we can say while selecting the equipment for your bakery. If you select the right kind of equipment with the right quality, it will help you in a longer run to give good value for your money. Now, what are the points which needs to be kept in mind while purchasing of the equipment? We will briefly discuss those points one by one. The first point which needs to be kept in mind is size and type of the establishment. Size of establishment refers to the area in which the kitchen of the bakery is situated. It also refers to the size of the production which you are going to make in future. If the size of equipment is big, then it will remain underutilized, and if it is small, it will not be able to meet the required demands. So we need to calculate the production capacity, and also we need to keep in mind the future increased capacity for our plant, and we should look for those equipment, and we should look for that type of equipment where the size and the quality of the equipment matches our production quality. The second point is type of establishment. The type of establishment refers to the clientele you are going to serve. If you are preparing the products for industrial canteens, schools or colleges, or whether you are targeting high profile customer. If you are manufacturing on a very large scale, like you are going to cater to the industrial canteens, colleges, where you need to send the material in bulk quantity, then you need to purchase the equipment which can continuously run for number of hours without the breakdown and produce the product which is of quality. But if you are going to serve only high profile clientele and the quality of your product is very high and the quantity is very small, then we should go for a small type of equipment which suits our requirement. The third point is menu. Equipment also depends on the items to be served and sold in the market and method of the baking required. Now suppose if we are going to manufacture only bread, then we need a dough kneader which is of higher power capacity, and the drum or the dough kneader should be big so that we are able to manufacture the right kind of bread and the right quantity of the bread. But if we are going to mismatch the product, if we have got a multiple product bakery and we are going to make the loaves only which are very small in number, maybe 20 or 50 loaves daily, then we need to purchase the equipment which is smaller in size and has a multiple product utility. Next is usage. Every equipment selected must be able to fulfill a specific purpose, be it efficiency of production, profitability, convenience, or customer satisfaction. Next is price. The price of equipment always determines the buying choice. Now there can be an equipment which is imported and which is on a very high cost, but the shelf life of the equipment can be 10 years or 12 years, but the service and the maintenance facility are not available in India. So we should go for an equipment which is cost effective, which is locally manufactured, and which gives us the guarantee of service and maintenance in the future use. So price is always a big consideration while selecting the equipment. Next is ease of installation, maintenance and operation. It is more expensive to buy equipment that needs a lot of maintenance and need expertise to operate it. Therefore, we should try to buy those equipment that can be easily installed and operated by any labor and does not need constant maintenance. Now, if we buy an equipment which needs a technical know-how person to use, so it will be very difficult for us if a technical know-how person goes on leave for a day or two, or if he leaves the job suddenly, then we will not be able to operate that equipment. So we should look out for an equipment which is easy to operate and can be operated with a little knowledge even by a layman. Safety. Another important factor to be considered while buying the equipment is safety. While purchasing the equipment, we should look for the safety of the employees who are going to work with that equipment. That safety can be in the terms of the sharp tools, glass, electricity, gas, hot and cold water. We should purchase the equipment which is completely safe or which is easy to operate and safe for the employee to work with. Economy. Economy refers to the amount of fuel in terms of electricity, gas and coal which an equipment may require for functioning. It should be cheap in terms of the operation. For example, if a government has given subsidy in some part of the country where electricity is very cheap for small scale bakeries, so we should buy an equipment which operates on electricity instead of going for a diesel operated equipment, as diesel may be more expensive as in consideration with the electricity of that equipment. So we need to focus on the equipment in terms of the economy. Ease of cleaning. Selected equipment should be of the material which are non-corrosive, non-toxic, stable to heat and moisture and non-absorbent. We should purchase such type of equipment which is very easy to clean. It should not have so many bends that the grease or dust enters into the bend and it is not easy for us to clean it out. It should be non-toxic material. It should be having the use of non-toxic material. It should not be made up of such material which gives toxicity to the product which you are manufacturing. Attractiveness. Not a big thing to consider by the employer, but attractiveness of the use is one of the major consideration of an employee using an equipment. The aesthetic quality of equipment to attract worker attention to it and create a desire for using and looking after it is one of the major consideration while buying the equipment. So while purchasing the equipment, we should look for an attractive design. Source of supply. Equipment must be obtained from the manufacturers and suppliers of repute so that it is backed by a guarantee. In case the machine breaks down, the service center should be available easily to us and it could got repaired in a day or so. So the source of supply from a reputable supplier is one of the major considerations which need to be kept in mind while selecting the equipment. So my dear friends, these are some of the points which you need to consider while purchasing the equipment. One more point which needs to be discussed here is the flow and ease of moving around the bakery. The equipment should be such that in case you want to move the equipment from one place to another, It should be easily transferable, and it should not be that it is very heavy and you are not able to move it. In future, if you want to expand or if you want to make a different layout for the bakery, you should be easily able to dislocate it to another location. So these are the points which you need to keep in mind while selecting the equipment. Thank you. We will discuss about planning layout machinery equipment. As you are seeing in the picture, the machinery layout can influence your erection cost, your operating and maintenance cost, safety and convenience. The following points should be considered for planning the layout of the machinery equipments. First, we should design roughly the flow of material from the raw stage up to the completion of the product, and arrange the machinery so that the production process gets streamlined. There is no hindrance in the production process. It starts right from weighing the ingredients to the complete process of manufacturing the product and issuing the product to the customer. Second, sufficient distance should be maintained between each equipment so that the movement of material becomes easy. There should be sufficient space between the equipments so that it is easy to clean from the front as well as from the back. There should be at least a distance of 1.5 foot from the wall, so that in case there is breakdown of the equipment, a person can easily move around the equipment and get it rectified. Machines should be placed carefully, like bakery ovens should be placed in the corner so that the hot air should escape easily. We should place the bakery ovens in one side of the bakery so that there is a provision of exhaust fans on the top, and the hot air could easily be escape from the exhaust fans. The next point to be considered is the area should be well ventilated and lighted. You should have proper ventilation facility as well as lighting facility for the area. In case even if there is electricity failure, you should have proper lighting facility available with you so that the manufacturing process which is on the way does not get hampered and you are able to produce a good quality product. These are some of the points which needs to be kept in mind while laying out the bakery. The washrooms should be in close proximity to the bakery with the provision of washing the hands with a good sanitizer, and it should be different for the people working over there, like men and women. And these are the points which needs to be kept in mind while laying out the machinery equipment. Thank you. We will discuss about planning layout machinery equipment. As you are seeing in the picture, the machinery layout can influence your erection cost, your operating and maintenance cost, safety and convenience. The following points should be considered for planning the layout of the machinery equipments. First, we should design roughly the flow of material from the raw stage up to the completion of the product, and arrange the machinery so that the production process gets streamlined. There is no hindrance in the production process. It starts right from weighing the ingredients to the complete process of manufacturing the product and issuing the product to the customer. Second, sufficient distance should be maintained between each equipment so that the movement of material becomes easy. There should be sufficient space between the equipments so that it is easy to clean from the front as well as from the back. There should be at least a distance of 1.5 foot from the wall, so that in case there is breakdown of the equipment, a person can easily move around the equipment and get it rectified. Machines should be placed carefully, like bakery ovens should be placed in the corner so that the hot air should escape easily. We should place the bakery ovens in one side
of the bakery so that there is a provision of exhaust fans on the top and the hot air could easily be escape from the exhaust fans. The next point to be considered is the area should be well ventilated and lighted. You should have proper ventilation facility as well as lighting facility for the area. In case even if there is electricity failure, you should have proper lighting facility available with you so that the manufacturing process which is on the way does not get hampered and you are able to produce a good quality product. These are some of the points which needs to be kept in mind while laying out the bakery. The washrooms should be in close proximity to the bakery with the provision of washing the hands with a good sanitizer, and it should be different for the people working over there, like men and women. And these are the points which needs to be kept in mind while laying out the machinery equipment. Thank you.